Hello and welcome to Harrow Park Model Railway. Today we're looking at part 6 of the Triang Locomotive series, and this week we're looking at the R152 diesel shunter, which was the 060 wheel configuration. Based on an LMS design about 1945, the diesel shunter as a model came out in 1956. The very first one, and I'll bring it into view because it's on the track. Here it comes. The very first version was made of cellulose acetate, and the acetate is warped, giving it like a hunchback effect. And this dates it at 1956. There it is, Mark II couplings. The transfers are slightly larger and slightly more prominent here, quite a bright yellow. There is no fluting on the conrods. That came shortly after that. Mark II couplings. And it's the 1956 version. As you've seen, it ran on the track quite well. And there it is from all sides. On the bottom there. And this one, like I said, came out in 1956. And here I've got let's give that one a test as well. That was the 1956 version. And this one's the 1957 version. And this version is made of polystyrene instead of cellulose acetate. The number is not so prominent, it's a bit thinner. And it's still got the Mark II couplings, 1957. And this was the last year that the black version was made. I've deliberately left the screw out so we can look inside. Right, what we've got here is this is the front end on the diesel, but on the Ginty, which uses the same chassis, the chassis is actually reversed, because here at this end on the Ginty, that is the cab, and this would be the front, whereas on the diesel it's reversed. Also, the diesel version, and this is why I took the top off, it's got an L plate screwed on here with one screw, and this hole in here on the side, I'll show you it. There you can see the hole, screw hole. That's the fixing position for the body. And without this L-shaped plate, you wouldn't be able to screw the body on it. So if you do get a Ginty chassis and you want to use it, reverse it and use it for a diesel, then you'd have to have that metal L plate to be able to fix the body on there. Right, so that was the 1950, I'm going to screw it on later. That's the 1957 version because it's polystyrene, and this is the 1956 version because it's cellulose acetate. In 1958, the green version came in, and instead of the number 13005, this one I've got here is actually now got the number D3035. It's got the 1959 couplings, the Mark III couplings, and it's also got here the extra toolbox. In reality, that was added in 1959 so that a plug could fit in here when it wasn't being used for the Clockwork version. The early ones, and I'll bring it back again. Oh, sorry. The early version, I'll bring it back again. It's got, as you can see, it doesn't have this box here, the box there. Doesn't have it there at all. That's because this version came out before the Clockwork version. And the green one, like I said, came out in 1958, and it ran to 1968. So that one actually ran for 10 years. In 1959, this one came out in maroon. It's had a number changed. That's a previous owner has changed the number on it, but it's still the maroon for the Clockwork version. See, it's got the hole here for the key, and it's got two levers here. One is for forward and reverse, and the other one is for stop and start. In fact, I'll put the key in and wind it up, and you can see how good the spring is on this one. Only wind it up a little bit. Right. One is look at that. That's stop and start. And this one's forward and reverse. Is it going the other way now? Yeah. Lovely little one, this one. Sometimes you can actually have it free moving without using the key, and the wheels run quite free. Now sometimes I use it with an electric locomotive if I want to run it double-headed, or if I've got an electric locomotive with a pantograph down. If there's no overhead cables, I can put this one on the front of the electric locomotive, and it looks like it's the electric locomotive is being towed by the diesel then. Otherwise, it just stands on a siding. I'm not going to take the Clockwork unit out of it because it works so well, but it's nice to have a maroon version. In 1969, this version came out. This is the British Rail Blue, and it's still D3035 on there. And I do like this one. It runs quite well. It's quite loud actually. It's the loudest one of all of them. And it's got the yellow front on it as normal for its day. British Rail. It's got the British Rail emblem on here. So corporate blue. And as I said, that one came out in 1969, and that went to 1975. In 1976, a completely new tooling came out where the locomotive was redesigned and improved upon, but I don't have one of them, so my collection of this diesel stops in 1975. So we went to the British Rail version, then we got the green version, the British Railways version, which went from 1958 to 1968. That one went 10 years. And then we had this one, the Clockwork one. I think that went about 1962 or so. And then we had the black polystyrene version, which only came out which only was released in 1957. And then we got the cellulose acetate version with the warped body, which was only 1956. So 20 years of the diesel shunter. So that's it for this week. It's a short one, but thank you for looking, and see you again later. Bye-bye.